जय संस्कार चैप्टर 5 ની અંદર આપણે સ્ટડી કર્યું એક સેલ જે છે એની અંદર ન્યુક્લિયસ હોય, પ્લાઝ્મા મેમ્બ્રેન હોય, સાઇટોપ્લાઝમ હોય. These are basic building block of our body. But then we need to understand there are certain functions that has to be performed by our organ, and these organs are generally made up of tissues. Tissues are generally a bunch of similar or different kind of cells doing a common function, performing a common activity or a function. From the last chapter, we recall all living organisms are made up of cell. In unicellular organism, a single cell performs all basic function. For example, amoeba. Single cell carry out movement, intake food and respiratory gases, respiration and excretion. But in multicellular organism, there are millions of cells, and most of these cells are specialized to carry out few functions. Each specialized function is taken up by different group of cells. Since these cells carry out only a particular function, they do it in very efficiently. In human beings, muscle cells contract and release to cause movement. Nerve cells carry messages. Blood flows to transfer oxygen, food, hormone and waste material, and so on. In plant, vascular tissues conduct food and water from one part of plant to other plant. So multicellular organisms show division of labor. Cells specialized in one function are often grouped together in the body. This means that particular function is carried out by a cluster of cells, a definite place in the body. The cluster of cells called tissue is arranged, designed so as to give highest possible efficiency of function. Blood, phloem and muscle are also example of this tissue. A group of cells that are similar in structure or work together to achieve particular function forms a tissue. આપણા બોડીની અંદર બધા જે સેલ્સ જે છે એ કોમન કોઈ વર્ક કરવા માટે કમ્બાઇન થયા હોય, then this particular arrangement is called tissue. આપણે અમીબાનું એક્ઝામ્પલ જોઈ લીધું, એ યુનિસેલ્યુલર હતું અને એને આટલા બધા સેલ્સના બનેલા હ્યુમન બિંગનું ફંક્શન. એક્ટિવિટી તો સેમ છે, ગેસીસ જોઈએ, ફૂડ જોઈએ અને ફૂડનું કે ગેસીસનું એક્સક્રીશન જોઈએ, બટ ફંક્શન જેમ બોડી ડિઝાઇન કોમ્પ્લેક્સ થતું જાય એમ ફંક્શન બી કોમ્પ્લેક્સ બનતા જાય. આર પ્લાન્ટ એન્ડ એનિમલ્સ મેડ અપ ઓફ સેમ ટાઈપ ઓફ ટિશ્યુ. લેટ અસ કમ્પેર their structure and function. Do plant and animal have same structure? No, plants do not have mouth, they do not have organs like us. There are noticeable difference between these two. Plants are stationary, मतलब फूड जे છે એ જાતે બનાવે છે, એક જગ્યાએ ફિક્સ છે, while humans move around, ફિક્સ નથી એક જગ્યાએ, and need lot more energy than the plant. Animals on the other hand move around in search of food. Another difference between animal and plant is in pattern of growth. પ્લાન્ટની અંદર જોઈએ તો ગ્રોથ ખાલી એની ટિપ્સ જે છે કે રૂટના પાર્ટની અંદર થાય, ઓકે, જ્યારે હ્યુમનની અંદર ઓલ ઓવર એન્ટાયર બોડીની અંદર સિમિલર ગ્રોથ થાય. The structural organization of organs and organ system is far more specialized and localized in complex animals than even very complex plant. These fundamental differences reflect the different mode of life pursued by two major groups of organisms, particularly in their different feeding method, also differently adapted for sedentary existence of on the one hand and active locomotion on the other hand, which is in animal. Contribution to difference in organ system design. It is with reference to complex animal and plant body that we'll now talk about the concept of tissue in some detail. In this particular segment, we are going to discuss about, now you know the definition of tissues and utility of tissues in multicellular organism, because there is a very complex phenomena which is involved into it, therefore there is a complex design that was needed too. Next is plant tissue. In this we are going to do activity number 6.1. In this activity you are supposed to have 2 onion bulb, dip it inside the water just like this. If your onion is very tiny one, it must have some hair like this one. Dip it into it, you will observe growth over here. You are supposed to note down the growth in both these two. If you cut down the hair like structure over here, then it won't be able to grow. So that is the only part which helps in growth, or due to which the onion bulb is growing on. So that is the activity, and due to this activity we understand there is a certain part in the plant which helps in growth of the plant body. This particular tissue is called meristematic tissues. The growth of plant occurs only in certain specific regions. This is because of dividing tissue, and this dividing tissue is also known as meristematic tissues. Is located at this point depending on the region where they are present. Meristematic tissues are classified as apical. Apical એટલે top part જે છે, tip part જે છે ત્યાં present હોય. લેટરલ તમને એક્ઝામ્પલમાં આવ્યું, થિકનેસ જે ગ્રોથ કરાવતું હોય એ પાર્ટની અંદર, આઉટર પાર્ટની અંદર હોય. Intercalary new cells produced by meristematic tissues are initially like meristem. મેરિસ્ટેમના ફોર્મમાં હોય. મેરિસ્ટેટિક કોઈ પણ ટિશ્યુ લઈ લ્યો, ઇનિશિયલી મેરિસ્ટેમના ફોર્મમાં હોય. then it decides what kind of function it is going to perform. On the basis of that they are divided into 3 parts. Apical meristem is present in growing tips of stems, root, and increases the length of stem and root. Girth of stem or root increases due to lateral meristem, which is cambium. Intercalary meristem is meristem at the base of the leaves or internodes, either sides of nodes or twins. As the result of these tissues are very active and they have dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose wall and prominent nuclei. They lack vacuoles. Can we think why would they lack vacuoles? તો આનો એક્ઝામ્પલ છે કે ખબર પડે કે કેવી રીતે વોક્યુલ્સ જે છે એને લેક કરે છે. તો આપણે સમજી શકીએ કે મેરિસ્ટેમ જે છે એ ગ્રોઈંગ પાર્ટ છે. જનરલી કોઈ પણ પાર્ટ પ્લાન્ટના ગ્રોઈંગ પાર્ટ જે છે એ ગ્રીન કલરનો હોય. જસ્ટ બોર્ન બેબી કાઇન્ડ ઓફ છે એ જાતે પરફોર્મ ન કરી શકે ફોટોસિન્થેસિસ ટિલ ધ ટાઈમ એની અંદર ગ્રીન કલરના ક્લોરોપ્લાસ્ટ પ્રેઝન્ટ ના હોય ત્યાં સુધી. ધેરફોર they do not require any kind of vacuoles.